More than 400,000 years ago, sturdy figures roamed the frozen expanses of Europe and Western Asia. They navigated a brutal world of relentless ice ages and shifting landscapes. These were the Neanderthals, our closest extinct relatives. For centuries, they lingered in obscurity, their existence buried under layers of sediment and ice. Around 40,000 years ago, the last Neanderthal vanished, marking the end of their lineage. Yet, thanks to modern science and groundbreaking discoveries, we're piecing together their story. Far from primitive survivors, they were intelligent innovators who thrived in prehistoric hardships. To grasp who the Neanderthals were, we must trace back to the dawn of the genus Homo, which originated in Africa about 3 million years ago. Human evolution is a tangled mosaic of species that coexisted, competed, and sometimes interbred. Neanderthals stand out for their distinctive traits, fossil legacy, and the genetic echoes they left in us. It all started in Africa's diverse ecosystems, the cradle of humanity. Around 2.5 million years ago, Homo habilis, skillful man, emerged, thriving amid environmental pressures that spurred evolution. By 1.9 million years ago, Homo erectus appeared, transforming our lineage. This species was the first to venture beyond Africa, reaching Asia and Europe. Evolution continued branching. Homo heidelbergensis, living between 700,000 and 200,000 years ago, bridged Homo erectus to later species. From this ancestor, two lines diverged. Neanderthals Homo neanderthalensis in Europe and Western Asia, and Homo sapiens in Africa. Contrary to stereotypes of brutish cavemen, Neanderthals were remarkably adaptable. They inhabited everything from icy tundras to arid Middle Eastern deserts. This versatility demanded ingenuity, intelligence, and resilience. Evidence of sophisticated tools, cultural practices, art, and ornaments reveals they were far more advanced than imagined. Neanderthal campsites were strategically chosen near water sources and animal paths. They built fires for cooking, warmth, and predator deterrence. Grounds were cleared for comfort, with tools neatly stored, signs of a structured, cooperative society. Their clans were small, averaging a few dozen members, with population densities as low as 0.02 people per square mile. Encounters with other groups were rare but vital, often celebrated with feasts, music, and possibly hallucinogens. These interactions facilitated knowledge exchange, gene flow, and prevented inbreeding, bolstering genetic diversity. Life unfolded in a glacial world during the Pleistocene, where ice ages alternated with warmer periods. Vast ice sheets made parts of Europe uninhabitable, but surrounding wetlands and savannas teemed with mammoths and bison. Neanderthals showcased resilience here, mastering survival in extreme conditions. Shaped by harsh environments, Neanderthals had robust bodies, broad chests, short limbs to minimize heat loss, and wide nostrils to warm inhaled air. Their skulls were large, housing brains rivaling or exceeding modern humans'. Pronounced brow ridges, broad noses, and dense bones define their anatomy. Yet, these differences don't divide us deeply. In 2010, Neanderthal genome sequencing revealed that non-African modern humans carry 1 to 2% Neanderthal DNA, proving interbreeding. Not all Neanderthals endured freezing climes. Mediterranean and Middle Eastern groups adapted to warmer, drier areas, showing regional variations in culture, hunting, and shelters. This diversity prompts a profound question: what defines humanity? Neanderthals' biological and cultural adaptations suggest answers differing from ours, yet strikingly similar. Human tool making began 2.6 million years ago with Oldowan tools, simple flaked stones for cutting meat and cracking bones. Homo erectus advanced this with Acheulean hand axes. Bifacial, multifunctional tools like prehistoric Swiss Army knives, aiding global expansion. In Europe, Homo antecessor 1.2 million years ago used basic tools amid constant struggles. By 780,000 years ago, Homo heidelbergensis, taller, stronger, smarter, crafted complex tools, hinting at social collaboration. They likely ancestored Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens. Around 300,000 years ago, Levallois Mode 3 technology revolutionized tool-making. Neanderthals and early modern humans prepared stone cores meticulously, extracting sharp, efficient flakes. This core and flake method optimized resources, yielding multifunctional blades for hunting and woodworking, ideal for mobility in unpredictable environments. Wooden tools, though perishable, reveal ingenuity. The Schöningen spears, over 300,000 years old, were carved from spruce and pine, with tips from dense tree bases for strength. Some were curved for close combat, others aerodynamic, throwable up to 65 feet. Throwing sticks, charred skewers, and handles for stone tools show sophisticated integration of materials. The Clacton spear, 420,000 years old, marks early hunting advances. At Abric Romani, impressions of planks, posts, and shovels suggest diverse uses, from digging to unknown purposes. Neanderthals hunted diverse animals, adapting to climate shifts. In glacial tundras, they targeted woolly mammoths, rhinos, and bison, giants providing weeks of food. Warmer periods saw deer, moose, boars, hares, and beavers. Without advanced weapons, they used wooden spears, sometimes stone-tipped, for throws or thrusts. Collective strategies involve driving prey into traps like cliffs or ambushes. They read environments keenly. Tracks, droppings, and migration patterns guided plans, knowledge passed across generations. Post-hunt, they dismembered carcasses with scrapers and cleavers, extracting marrow and fat for nutrients. Smaller game used traps or nets. Coastal groups fished and gathered shellfish, though aquatic resources were limited. Their impact was balanced, hunting sustainably, avoiding depletion due to nomadism. Diet was 80% animal-based, supplemented by plants, roots, nuts, and seafood. Dental tartar shows starch and plant traces, aiding seasonal adaptation. Direct evidence of Neanderthal clothing is scarce, but indirect clues abound. Cut marks on animal bones indicate hide removal. Worn stone tools suggest processing fresh or dried skins. Tooth wear from gripping hides implies mouth use as a tool, more pronounced in colder regions. Hide preparation was labor-intensive, scraping fat, drying, soaking for flexibility, and rubbing in fat's marrow, brain for waterproofing. Smoking enhanced durability. Tanning with tree bark tannins preserved and colored hides. Research estimates they covered 80 to 90% of their bodies in winter, varying by region. No eyed needles exist, but pierced hides threaded with cords suggest sewing. Plant fiber cords 50,000 years old indicate advanced manipulation. Clothing was functional, fitted for mobility, protecting extremities. It may have served as aprons, capes, or backpacks, possibly with symbolic meanings like status or identity. Survival demanded robust physiques. Compact, muscular bodies for cold endurance, high metabolisms requiring massive calories more than modern humans. They cared for injured and elderly, with elders transmitting knowledge. Childhood was brief, with rapid development for quick skill acquisition. Around 70,000 years ago, Homo sapiens entered Eurasia, encountering Neanderthals. Interactions involved collaboration, competition, and hybridization, evidenced by shared DNA. Neanderthals showed empathy, caring for the dead, possible rituals in caves like Shanidar with flowers, and art-like ornaments and paintings. Extinction around 40,000 years ago stemmed from multiple factors. Homo sapiens innovations, e.g., better tools, may have outcompeted them. Abrupt climate changes reduced resources. Low genetic diversity and small populations heightened vulnerability to diseases or disasters. Neanderthals' story is one of adaptation, endurance, and humanity. They weren't mere survivors, but innovators, explorers, and caregivers. Archaeological sites reveal organized lives, advanced cognition, and environmental mastery. Today, their genetic legacy influences us. Culturally, they remind us of shared traits like empathy and creativity. Understanding Neanderthals illuminates our evolution, challenging biases and offering insights into facing modern crises. As science uncovers more, we see Neanderthals not as relics, but as protagonists in our shared history, etched in genes, landscapes, and the human spirit.